Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the HOU Podcast Show episode. I'm your host, Aaron. Welcome back to another episode once again. uh, my apologies for not making a preview episode, as I always do every week. I always make a preview episode of the team we're going up against, their stats, or certain players we got to watch out for. But when you're facing a bad team like the Raiders, you kind of lose the motivation to try to make an episode because you're kind of like, this is going to just be a squash game. And that's how you feel. That's how it should be when you're a good team. You're in the playoffs. You're facing a 2-win team. Like, that's just simply how you put it. And honestly, you're thinking the best for your team. You're not thinking, oh, this is going to be a trap game. No, because this team is honestly fighting for their draft stock, but they're still going to play their ass off and they still want to try to win to give themselves some momentum heading into the off season, heading in to show who they are heading into next year, no matter what it is. So when you're the good team, when you're the fan of that good team, you're expecting we're gonna, dog walk this team. And I'm so glad I didn't record this after the game. I was drained. I was mentally exhausted. I was pissed off. You shouldn't be pissed off with a win. And we're going to get into it why I was pissed off and who I'm pissed off with what I'm pissed off with, and what I'm making irrational decisions by the end of this, but it's just how we're going to go. I'm a critical fan. I'm not no kiss ass fan. I know there's the fans from the Twitter groups, spaces that are like, oh, if you're being critical and all that, oh, you're not a fan. I've been a fan since 2009. I've dealt with the ups and downs, dealt with the horrible records. This is this is something that we've dealt with before. When you have a bad offense and have a good defense, we've dealt with this before, but we're just kind of over it when you know that we have aspirations to win in the playoffs, make it to the AFC Championship, and possibly make it to the Super Bowl with a historic defense the way we have it right now. But yet you have a lackluster offense, and that's what we're going to get into today. All right. Overall, I'm just going to head into it. I'm going to talk about stats after the game. I'm going to get into, because me, during the whole game, I was watching the entire game, play by play, jotting down key plays, key miscues, key executions. That's what I'm getting to right now. First drive of the game was the Raiders. They had the ball first. Beautiful, beautiful stop by our defense. It just felt like we had all the momentum in the world. The fans were excited. The fans were already packing the stadium as much as they could in the first quarter. So because when you see that we have a 6 game winning streak, we're playoff seeded. We're hoping that these other teams in the AFC playoff picture will lose so we can move up. It sucks that they didn't. We'll get into that later. But when you have our defense going up first and they make a great, beautiful stop, you're thinking, okay, let's go. We're going to beat this team. We're going to blow them out. This is the win that's going to keep us relaxed before we head into next week of who we play. Get into that later. First drive, beautiful stop by the defense. They punt our offense. Lackluster. Nothing happens. Punted right back to the Raiders offense. So you're like, okay, this is the first drive. We're gonna get through. We're gonna get through it. CJ's got it. Our weapons got it. Kaylee's got it. Offense line's got it. We're all gonna connect. We're all gonna communicate correctly. We're not gonna just sit on our ass and not do nothing. Yeah, we'll get into that. All right, Raiders second drive. They're kind of moving a little. They're barely moving a little. But next thing you know, they get on third down and one. Geno Smith's under center. He rolls out. He's going to safety valve. Genty. He makes a bad communication pass. To where he lately threw it to Genty, and once you know, Stingley was right there. Stingley caught it down to the house, 31 yards for a pick six. His first pick six since high school. So congrats to Stingley for that accomplishment in his career. We've been waiting for that pick six for so long. Everybody else has gotten pick sixes here and there throughout the years that he's been with us. But Stingley's been the one because Stingley's our franchise cornerback. So we've been waiting for him to finally get his pick six, and thankfully it was today against Geno Smith. That we had a feeling we'd score defensively with a touchdown, or just defensively score. Like, this is the type of game where we will score a defensive point, and thankfully it was today with Derek Stingley. And that touchdown is really important because we're going to get to that later. And this is why I'm gonna get on the offense's ass about this. But We score a touchdown, give back to them, go 3-and-out once again. They punt it back to us. Second offensive drive. We have a touchdown on our hands from Derek Stingley. Defense is doing their job. They're energized and motivated. Momentum all on our side. Second drive. See, we went 3-and-out quickly. CJ with overthrow. CJ with another overthrow. It was just bad on that second drive. And it only took 2 drives for us to realize what was happening in this game. And that was this offense isn't going to do nothing against a horrible defense that allows way too many points. It's just baffling that you know that by the second drive, this isn't going to be the game that you thought it was, and it wasn't. I had a feeling when I was watching this game that that's what was going to happen, and it happened, and it wasn't. Yeah, they're give back to them. They give back to us. It was this type of game all game in the first half with punt it back to them. They punt it back to us, back and forth, back and forth. You would think, oh, it's back and forth scoring touchdowns. No, it's back and forth scoring, making punts. Third drive, this offense was just shit on this third drive once again. Punted it back. Next thing Raiders get the ball back. Defense is tired. Geno Smith throws a deep pass to Beck. I forgot his last name for his first time name, but Beck. He threw a deep pass to him. It was for first down, and you can see that the defense was already tired because damn, the offense had them back on the field 4 times in just the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, the first quarter, they had them out in the first quarter 4 times. You would think our defense would be on the field at least like 2 times, and then second quarter. No, we had them back on the field for 4 times. We punted 3 times in the first quarter. You know how pathetic that is. Like Tommy Townsend was earning his money with the amount of punts he was making. Like it was just pathetic how it was. All right, first quarter. Because Raiders had the ball right at the end of the first quarter. It ended heading into the second quarter. Overall, the first quarter was a shit show. Get ready for this. But after the deep pass to Beck, second quarter starts. They're driving a little bit more, and once you know it, it led to Geno Smith to Brock Bowers touchdown. Once again, you had a feeling that they were going to go to Brock Bowers like the Cardinals did with Trey McBride, and that's what happened. It was I'm not gonna lie, it was a contested catch. Brock Bowers caught his touchdown, 7-7. And when you see it's 7-7 with this good team and this bad team, you're just already thinking the worst, knowing that this is impossible, but it is. All right, first drive of the second quarter for us after they scored that, immediately third down, 3rd and 3. But thankfully, CJ and Shotgun hiked it, passed it to Christian Kirk wherever. I don't know where he's going to be. He finally showed up. He caught a pass, gained more yards just for 21 yards, and got the like I said overall first down, 21 yards, yard after catch. So great job to Christian Kirk. After that, head on to another 3rd and 3. We're in shotgun once again. I don't know what kind of play this was, but like all of our, everybody just shifted to the right side of the field. CJ moved to his left side, swinging to his left side. He had 3 defenders coming at him, so he had to make a desperate throw. He overthrew 2 guys, and almost could have. Honestly, if somebody was there, he could have been picked off. So that was like the dumbest ass play I've ever seen. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, CJ didn't even have. CJ could have made that play happen, but he was overthrowing people in the first half like constantly, and it had me like, who is this at quarterback? Who is this? Because at least with Kansas City, I understood it. That was a Spagnuolo defense, Super Bowl minded coaches. They know how to pressure quarterback. Arizona, pretty bottom tier defense, and CJ was moving on them all around the field. This is a worse defense than the Cardinals, and CJ was struggling to even make a pass to a wide open receiver, a receiver that can make that catch. No, he just overthrew Nico, overthrew Jaden Higgins, overthrew Christian Kirk, and I'm gonna get into CJ later, but that was just pathetic. But once you know it, it would lead, 3rd and 3, overthrow, incompletion. It led to a Kaimi 55-yard field goal. Shout out to Kaimi. It was now 10-7. Defense makes another stop. Second quarter still. Defense makes another stop. 3rd and 2, nice pass to Nico, where Nico had to jump up for it. It was a nice pass, and that's where I'm saying he was overthrowing people to where Nico had to literally jump high in the air, catch it, and he fell down hard. He fell on his head too. You can see it if you go look at the replay, and you can see that affected him. Nico was on the sideline for about like 3 plays, I think it was, because I did not see his number on the field at all after that play. A couple plays on, Kirk was being utilized once again for another first down when he was in the slot. So keep utilizing Christian Kirk in the slot, or just keep utilizing the weapons you know in disguise formations to make a play happen like that. It led to the 2 minute warning. After the 2 minute warning, 1st and 10, Jawar Jordan ran the ball for a 12-yard run. Shout out to Jawar. He had a decent game. He had a decent good game. Uh, we're on a second down after the first play after that first down. CJ throws a right side pass to Stover. He catches the ball but sets 1 foot down, and he drops the ball. And the way it looked like a fumble. Raiders defender picked it up, ran it all the way back to the end zone. Referees haven't called nothing yet. So when you see that happened, you're thinking the worst. You're thinking, oh crap, they just took the lead because we're dumbasses. And a play like that is so crucial. And if they counted that as a touchdown, if that counted as a fumble, we'd be losing this game. That would shut all the fans up. That'd be momentum lost, and I think that would have pretty much been the momentum of the game for the Raiders to win. And this is barely in the second quarter, and we're looking like crap offensively, and they could have scored a defensive touchdown themselves. So thank God the referees reviewed it, called it incomplete because Stover only had 1 foot down and already was pretty much losing possession, so it was incomplete. Uh, you got a 3rd and 5 after that play, and CJ just turns into CJ. Yeah, so it leads into another field goal try. It's a Kaimi 50-yard field goal. Once again, shout out to Kaimi. He had a great game today. It was now 13-7. Like, we're heading into halftime because Raiders had the ball after this field goal, but it didn't lead to nothing. We got the ball back and we just killed the clock at halftime. When you're leading the Raiders, a 2-win team, 13-7 at halftime, you know something's wrong. You know something's up. And the way this was going, we knew the second half wasn't going to be good. My halftime report for it was CJ sucks. Geno Smith at least had a touchdown before CJ did. Even if Geno had a pick six interception, it was more of miscommunication. It wasn't too much on him. It wasn't like he threw a deep pass in bad coverage. No, it was just a bad communication pass where he got picked up by a great cornerback. Meanwhile, CJ, he was overthrowing people. He was making bad executional plays. Geno Smith at least had more yardage than him heading into halftime, a touchdown before he did. So, and CJ just, like, during the game, CJ just needed to escape the pocket here and there, make the plays with his feet. I don't know if he's scared to use his feet still since that Denver game, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what happened this game. He had so much time in the pocket in the first half. Like, he didn't get sacked at all this entire game. Yeah, he had a couple of pressures, but there's a lot of times where he can literally escape the pocket or read his routes to find the right target. He had a couple of targets open, but no, he looks way too deep into who's deep downfield, who's being covered, instead of looking at his safety valves that are wide open. And he just decides, let me hold on to the ball too long, let me make a short yardage play happen because I can't execute the play right to begin with. Oh man, when it comes to coaching with Kaylee, because me with D'Amico, I had no problem with D'Amico all game, especially not even heading in halftime. It was just more the offense. And so Nick Kaylee heading into halftime, I needed him to execute more, fix what needs to be executed, fix what needs to be adjusted, just overall adjustments for the offense to finally get into scoring motion, get into driving motion for you to be like, all right, now, you know what, let's not play around, let's take the lead, let's show no mercy, because that's what you're supposed to do when you want to dominate and you want to show the rest of the league that, hey, we've just beat down this crappy team. Get ready for us because we're coming to you. Yeah, that's what you thought. That's what we thought. For the defense side, going to halftime, it's the defense is defense, but that line wasn't getting to Geno at all. Like, I don't know what's up with the line. Yeah, we lost Tim Settle. Yeah, we lost Mario Edwards. Two key defense tackles that were putting pressure on quarterbacks, putting pressure on the run. We'll get into that later with the stats. But before halftime, during halftime, Will Anderson already had one sack, a good sack, for a loss of 9. But overall, the defensive line wasn't getting to Geno like we hoped. We thought this would be like 5, 7 sack game, like the way the Browns did against them with almost 8 sacks, 9 sacks, I think it was. And we have a great defensive line, yet we only had, I believe, 2 sacks on, no, 3 sacks on Gino. But heading into halftime, we punted 3 times, which we shouldn't even have punted that many times heading into half. But let's get into it. First drive after halftime ended, we're 2nd and 7. Legal use of hands on the offense. Now it's 2nd and 17. So you already see that this offense is just being stupid in the second half again, like they did in the first half. After a 9-yard pass to let me see, hold on. It was we gained more yardage from that 2nd and 17 with a 3rd and 8 because of a 9-yard pass to Dalton on that 3rd and 8. Immediate incompletion to Nico. I don't know what it was, but damn, the Raiders had us covered pretty heavy. But it's like, where are the rest of our receivers at from Jaden Higgins, Xavier, Christian Curry at least, did some things, but still, it's like nobody else got open. So CJ was just looking desperately for Nico. Nico was his desperate safety valve all game instead of, hey, let me see who else is here. But no, CJ was just going to his first read, which is Nico. And Nico was honestly covered up because that's how teams are doing now. They're double covering Nico. And yet CJ is just like, nah, let me find Nico. And if he's not open, we just incomplete it. Like, it's just how oh my gosh. First drive for the Raiders after we punted to them. Immediate 3rd and 2. They made a first down because of a pass to Brock Bowers. Moved down the field a little bit more. They get on 3rd and 6. And this is where momentum was really shot on us. We're up 7-13. 13-7, I mean. 3rd and 6. You're like, okay, defense, just shut them down so they can punt to us. Jill's in shotgun. You see Genty run to the left side to go straight down. You're like, okay, hopefully we cover everybody. No, Geno Smith decides to throw to a wide open Genty. Who's covering Genty? Henry Toto. And Henry Toto has been so terrible in coverage from last year to this year. Aziz wasn't in this game. He was just an inactive, but this is a game where we did miss Aziz because our linebackers are not good in coverage. Aziz is our best linebacker coverage player. EJ Speed is decent, but he's not the best. But Henry is bad at it. Henry got burnt by Genty. That's a running back. You should have put somebody else instead of Henry. Henry should have at least been maybe the spy or something, but no. You just see Genty catch it, break a tackle, touchdown. It is 14-13 now. When I saw that touchdown happen, I couldn't believe it. I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, this is the same old Texans. We're gonna lose this game because this is the bullshit we've dealt with throughout these years when we play down to our level. And that's what we did today. We played down to our level to where we don't look like the team that people are setting us out to be, whether it be the playoff contender, Super Bowl contender, no matter what it is. Our defense and our offense, especially in the second half, we're looking like a team that will get bounced out of the playoffs real quick. Second drive after the half and being scored on after the drive after being scored on. Bad first play toss to. I'm not even lying to you. I wanted to crash out after this drive. Bad first play. It was a toss play to Jordan. Lost to 3 yards. They had another play, immediate play. Toss to CJ in shotgun. Throws it to safety valve, Jawar Jordan. You can already see the play was just dead. The defensive line broke through our offensive line. Jawar was still behind the line of scrimmage. Got tackled, lost it 2. It is, what was it? Third and 14, I believe. No, I think it was like 3rd and 15. But you're thinking, okay, let's see what kind of pass play we do. Nick Kelly makes a draw play. Immediate blown up. We're down 14-13. And on a 3rd and deep, you don't decide to throw it deep. You decide, let's do a draw play. Let's see what yardage it gains. It lost yardage. And you just decided to sit on your ass, not do nothing there on the 3rd down, and punt it back to the team that's leading, knowing that they could probably score again, whether it be a field goal or touchdown, to take a bigger lead on us. And after that 3rd down, the fans are booing their asses off. And I was in my head like, why weren't y'all booing sooner? I would have been booing during the second quarter because knowing you're a playoff offense, knowing you've been on this win streak, knowing you've been beating teams that you know you need to beat, you not scoring on a bottom tier defense like this is pathetic. And it's making everybody look at the quarterback. It's making everybody look at the offense, looking at the head coach, looking at the offense coordinator, as we did in the beginning of the season. Yeah, I'll get into that later. Ball punted back to the Raiders. A couple plays down. Barnett sacks Geno Smith, lost him 13. A third and 17. Honestly, it could have been a first down because Geno escaped the pocket to his right side, threw a pass to I believe it's Trey Tucker, but Petrie deflected it up because it would have been a nice, beautiful catch to Trey Tucker. I believe it was Trey Tucker. Just comment in case I was wrong on that. But thankfully, Petrie deflected it. It was nowhere to be completed by Trey Tucker. So fourth down, Raiders punt the ball back to us, and we get it at our 45. First play, immediate first play was a pass to Nico Collins in the slot for 13 yards for the first, and then we get straight, just drive a little bit more straight to another a third down and one. Like then all you see is, oh, let's draw an inside zone play to Jawar Jordan. What does he gain? Nothing. Because for some reason we don't know how to gain 1 yard when we could either do a QB sneak, the QB sneak with Cade Stover that we've been doing for the past few weeks, because you could do it against a bad defense like this. But now let's do an inside zone because this defense, even though this defense can get through this offense line pretty easy, the way they've been showing it today, and that's what happened. Immediate fourth down. I'm glad they didn't try going for it because I feel like we would have been doing some dumbass executional play that wouldn't have executed right. But we settled for a field goal. Kaimi hit a 49-yarder. It was good. We're leading 16-14, and by this time, I'm just already thinking this is the worst game I've ever seen by the Texans from either side because the defense hasn't let up a 60-yard bomb like that to Genty. We're gonna get through more of what shit show we saw in the second half, but just get ready. Raiders were driving, getting into the fourth quarter because it was already late in the third quarter. They're at their own 47, heading into the fourth quarter. 3rd and 9, pass to Lockett. It was a 3rd and 9. They did a quick. You could tell the pressure was getting to Geno. Quick pass to Lockett, but tackled by Jalen Petrie for the fourth and 3. They punted it because they knew that our offense wasn't doing shit, so they punted it to us. Got to our 12, and like I said, score 16-14. It's an important drive after this punt. You're in the fourth quarter. You want to kill with the time because you don't want them to try to make any chance of coming back. So this is an important drive, whether to score a field goal, but more importantly, you want a touchdown, the first touchdown of the game, because your first touchdown of the game was from your fucking defense. My apologies for cussing, but that's how pathetic this offense was. Our touchdown was only scored by the defense, and that was in the first quarter, and we haven't scored an offense touchdown. It's the third quarter against a bad defense. We're making Max Crosby look like Myles Garrett over here. You got Dalton covering him. You got him switching sides of the area onto Ursery. He's putting pressure on us. You're mismatching it, not even trying to help where you got to help to protect with the O line. Thankfully, like I said, we didn't give up no sacks. Shout out to the offensive line. But it's still, you see Max Crosby with the momentum that they have. That defense was looking like as if they were the best defense in the league against us. And overall, it's just I can't. I don't even know, dude. I had a migraine after that game. After that situation, yeah, we got that punt. But after that punt, it was an immediate on our 12, immediate 3rd and 4, and CJ got a pass to Cade Stover for 5 yards, which was for a first down. And honestly, it surprised me because I thought it was Dalton because Dalton's been like the leading receiver in third downs. Uh, we start driving a little bit. We get to a 2nd and 1. Nick Chubb. I'm not like we kind of saw like an old Nick Chubb on this play. 2nd and 1. Nick Chubb broke through an inside zone run, broke some tackles, got 30 yards out of it. But I'm not gonna lie, the way he was breaking tackles, got that little remnants of the old nostalgic Nick Chubb. And if Max Crosby wasn't there to tackle him from behind, he could have got a touchdown. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't get to see the rest of the field, but he would have made you more yardage if Max Crosby didn't catch up to him. But that's just Max Crosby being Max Crosby. He hustles. We get an immediate 3rd and 8. Pass to Nico. It's a pass interference on Lonnie Johnson, so immediate move, immediate first down on the first and 3 yard line. we're on the first down. Yeah, because we threw a end zone pass to Nico. It was and they caught Lonnie Johnson for pass interference. The flag lances to our three. We're getting ready to hike the ball. Thomas Booker um, encroached before the play started, so threw a flag. Now we're on one. Crazy how Lonnie made that flag before, then Thomas Booker made that flag before. If you know those names, they were former Texans. So it's kind of funny that those former Texans were the reason why we did what we did, which is at the one we made a play action pass touchdown to Dalton Schultz for it to be 23-14. And you're thinking it's safe. You're thinking good lead, defense is going to hold their own. Yeah, no. Kickoff, back to them, start moving. Geno Smith gets in. They were in shotgun. Geno Smith got into a lot of pressure, escaped the pocket, moved to his right, and Daniil Hunter, he was moving and hustling to get to Geno, diving to push him out of bounds, and he counted that as a sack. It was a loss of 9. Thank God for that. Third and 9. It was a 3rd and 13 though. Uh, so Geno hiked the ball, passed to Trey Tucker, first down, and it was one of those where he catches it, but he kind of rolls a little bit more for 1 yard, and that's what he got. So immediate first down. And I'm not gonna lie, I watch the games through Fire TV, so it's kind of a little delayed to where like people are watching it before me, or the score happens on my phone before my TV shows. I'm jotting down my notes of the game, for me to talk about what I saw today on for y'all. All I see, because I'm thinking, okay, it's still 23-14. I'm writing down what we got. It might just be another third. It might just mean another stop that we do pretty soon. All of a sudden, I see the small CPS, like the small CPS notification with the number 2. I'm like, let me look at that. Wouldn't you know? A few seconds later on my TV, Genty runs up the middle, throws himself back outside the left side. You see EJ Speed pushing Henry to go after him. It was a horrible, horrible tackling, horrible communicational play by the defense, and it was a 51-yard Genty run rushing touchdown. Genty's looking like his college self right now against the number 1 defense. So damn well this defense is going to be crapped on because, oh wow, why are you letting the Raiders do this to y'all? This is a playoff Super Bowl defense, and yet we're letting Genty go off like this. I will blame it on us not having Tim Siddle, Mario Edwards, Aziz Al Shire. Those are 3 key players that we are missing today. But I'm not gonna blame it all on injury. That was terrible communication. That was terrible execution by the defense. I don't know how the hell they just let Genty make a play like that when you had so many players right there to swarm. But no, he just broke through right all of y'all. And and you think that because we had the momentum after that touchdown, you're thinking, all right, we're just gonna stop them. No, they came right back quickly. Quickly. It only took them like 2 minutes for them to do this. It took them 5 plays to do this. Immediate 21-23 now. Now the pressure's on us for us to do something, for us to make something happen, kill the clock, go score a touchdown, or do something. But wouldn't you know, 21-23, kick it off to us. The ball bounces in front of Noel. Jalen Noel. This is the only ever time I've ever gotten on Jalen Noel's ass for this. He caught it, didn't gain no yards, landed at the 17, and that was the worst return I've ever seen from Jalen Noel all season. So I'm gonna get on him for that. But special teams was doing pretty good all game, but when it matters, it just fell apart right there. Now the 1st and 10 play here after the kickoff. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I wanted to throw my remote. I wanted to throw something. I was pissed the hell off, and you know what I'm talking about, which is 1st and 10, the bad snap for a fumble because CJ and Jake Andrews weren't communicating right. Like last week, what happened? Jake Andrews handed the ball under center on CJ too low. CJ fumbled it. CJ's in shotgun. He fumbles the ball. If Raiders would have caught that ball, or if we would have lost more yardage from that, or something worse would have happened, I would have been on here just cussing. I would have been on here still mad. I would have been on here knowing that we lost this game because of that play. Because CJ and it was mainly on CJ because CJ just didn't look at where the ball was. You could tell he was looking away when he hiked it. So it turned into a loss of 11. We're on our damn 7 yard line now, and we're not knowing what we're doing. We decide to do another play. It gets into 3rd and 20. This is the type of situation that is so stupid that we got into, that we were this close to punting the ball right back to the Raiders in perfect position for them to kill the clock, kick a field goal, win the game, because they still had 3 timeouts. They didn't waste a timeout yet because they saw how bad this offense was. They saw what dumbass stuff we did, which is fumbling the ball from a snap. But 3rd and 20, CJ went desperate, threw a pass to Nico. Thankfully, we got saved. Their cornerback Porter was all over Nico. Yeah, the ball was kind of thrown out of Nico's area to where, it's one of those controversial ones where it's like, well, I mean, the ball wasn't near him, but it's still, Porter was wrapped up all around him because he saw Nico speeding up, so they called it a flag, immediate first down. That saved our ass way too much. That was a game saver for us to win this game. We get back to another 3rd down, once you know it, surprise, surprise, and CJ makes a first down pass to Jaden Higgins. That was his first catch of the game. 1st and 10 once again. Um, rush play by Jawar Jordan for a first down. Jawar Jordan is so elusive. He was looking good today. He didn't have the best stats, but he still looked like the running back. We're hoping to utilize right when heading into the playoffs. We did really miss Woody today. We did, because I think if Woody was in this game, we would have made some better executional situational plays happen. But Nick Chubb and Jawar Jordan still did what they were meant to do. So hats off to them too for doing what they did. As we keep driving, Arianta Ursary, he left the game for a hand injury. Then a play later, Trent Brown went down for a leg injury. Thankfully, he got up because I was scared, because Trent Brown has been such a great asset on this team at the right tackle position. So hopefully him and Arianta Ursary are healthy heading into next Saturday's game. But, I'm glad that, we did what we did so that they can, sit out for the rest of the game. Next thing you know, we're on 2-minute warning, 3rd and 8. And, 2-minute warning, 3rd down and 8. We're on our side of the field. We're on their side of the field already. If we don't make this 3rd and 8, it could be a field goal. They have no timeouts. They've wasted all their timeouts. But if we don't complete this 3rd and 8, or if we make a run play, try to kill the clock, there'd still be time for them to do something, and we'd only be up. How much would we be up? Yeah, we'd only be up 21-26. So if we gave the ball back to them with a minute left, they could try to score a touchdown and win the game. But thankfully, we decided to make a pass. CJ's in the shotgun, throws the ball to Nico. Double coverage, too. Unbelievable pass by CJ, because he dotted it right to where Nico was in double coverage. Nico jumped up for it, fell down with it, with his knee and elbow hitting the ground before he went out of bounds. They reviewed it. They say it was a completed catch. It was a 24-yarder. So, great job by Nico for that catch. Great dot by CJ. That was only his best pass of the game. I'm not even going to lie. But after that completion, that was pretty much it. We killed the clock. Game over. 23-21. We're now 10-5, y'all. Just thinking about it, we were 0-3. Now we're 10-5. But this isn't all happy games, because we shouldn't have struggled against this team. We shouldn't have. And if there's people that say, "Oh, you're not a fan because you're being critical of our quarterback," I literally got a shirt of him, and I'll be critical about him anytime, any day, because he deserves criticism for the way he played today. We're getting into the stats right now. CJ, he went 22 for 34, 163 yards, only one touchdown. Gino, on the other hand, he went 16 for 23, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception for a pick six. It's funny that Gino had a better game than him against a bad defense compared to Gino passing against the number one offense. Like, it's just pathetic though. That CJ needs to adjust and work on some stuff this week, because you got the Chargers, who are hot as hell right now. They're a playoff team. They're 2 seeds above you. CJ, you need to get your act together, because you can't just be playing down to the level of the Raiders. You got to play to the level of who we drafted you to be. Jawar Jordan, he had 15 attempts for 53 yards, averaging about 3.5 yards per carry. He had 5 catches for 17 yards receiving. Nick Chubb, on the end, he had 6 attempts for 33 yards rushing. On the other hand, this is where I'm going to get on defense's ass. Genty, he had 24 rushing attempts for 128 yards, averaging about 5.3. He had one touchdown rushing. He had one catch for 60 yards, which was the receiving touchdown, that bomb that he had. Defense did not do their job against Genty. I did not think he was going to have this type of game. I think I heard that he averaged about like 40 points on fantasy. So that's great to hear that our number one defense just let that out. Nico, he had four catches for 59 yards. Christian Kirk, he had three catches for 37 yards. Dalton Schultz had five catches for 35 yards with one touchdown. And I'm not even going to lie, when Dalton had that touchdown at the end of the game, in the late part of the game for our first offensive touchdown, don't look pissed. Like, damn, we should have had this happen way sooner than now. He kicked the pylon like in frustration in a way. That's how it looked. Yeah, I know he's done that a couple of times when he scores a celebration touchdown, but he kind of looked pissed when he made that kick to the pylon. Uh, Raiders receiving, he had Trey Tucker. He had four catches for 43 yards. Um, Beck, he had two catches for 43 yards. Brock Bowers, he had five catches for 33 yards and a touchdown. Brock Bowers didn't go off as much as I thought he would, like McBride did. Thank God he didn't, because I would have gotten on defense's ass for that. But he still had a touchdown. He still had a couple plays where he looked good. He's still, one of the number one tight ends. So shout out to him. He's going to get his touchdown. But I think that McBride is better than him. Uh, let's talk about the offensive line. Offensive line gave him no sacks, but pressure was there. But it was mainly. I'm not even going to blame the offensive line at all. They've been so good from play to happen. They gave CJ time all day here and there, but CJ just held on to the ball too long, or he decided to make some desperate ass plays. But the only thing I will get on the offensive line for is the run game is still pretty crap. Like, we couldn't even get past the line of scrimmage at times. It was just broken up, broken up, broken up, and it was just so annoying to watch. Like, our running backs immediately get blown up. Like, there was that one play where Max Crosby immediately got through and could have tackled Jawar Jordan, but Jawar Jordan spinned around him to gain about, I think, 3 yards. So I hope that we can do better heading in. I say that every week, but we don't do nothing to execute and adjust better to our run game because I don't know. I know we need better offensive linemen. In general, we do need better offensive linemen, a better running back too. I love Jawar Jordan. I love Woody Marks, but we still need a bell cow like Joe Mixon. But I just truly don't believe Joe Mixon will be on this team heading into next season. But we'll get into that in another episode, because I will make an episode about the off season and all that. So that'll be a future episode that we're going to get into. Overall, defense has got three sacks. You had Will, Daniil, and Derek Barnett. You had one pick six by Derek Stingley for 31 yards. Like I said, defense line, they didn't do their job that I thought they would have. Yeah, they got three sacks, but it just wasn't, to me, it wasn't up to par them to what they could have done. Kaimi, he got three. He was 3 for 3 on field goals. He had two. He went 2 for 2 on extra points. Shout out to Kaimi. He's the reason why we won this game. That Derek, I forgot to get into it. That Derek Stingley touchdown. If we want to score that, if he wouldn't have got that pick six, would we have won that game? That's a critical thing for y'all. Like, if y'all want to comment or have that in your mind, would we have won this game if Derek Stingley didn't catch that pick six? I don't think so. I'm gonna be dead ass. If he didn't catch that pick six, it wouldn't have been third down. It would have been second down. But say the Raiders punted it to us instead of that pick six, would our offense have done anything? I don't think so. And that's just a sad fact. That it's just a sad fact that our defense had to score a touchdown for us to pretty much seal the game in the end. Like, that's just what it is. Because our offense didn't score until the damn third quarter. This is what it is. Tommy Townsend, he punted 5 times. Time possession, Raiders had the ball for 28 minutes and 14 seconds. We had the ball for 31 minutes and 46 seconds. So it was pretty even matched up time of possession. First downs, they had 12 first downs. We had 16 first downs. That's sad as hell. Third down efficiency, they were 6 for 14. Goddamn, this defense for that. Offensively, we were 7 for 15 for third down efficiency, so we did all right on that. Total yards, they had 315 total yards. We had 270 total yards. Passing yards, they had 201. We had 187. Rushing, they had 145 rushing yards. We had 83. You would have thought, based on the total yardage, the passing yards, rushing yards, that they were the team that won. No. That's just us not knowing what kind of offense we are. Penalties, we had 4 penalties for a loss of 29 yards with those penalties. I don't know what to think overall. This defense shouldn't have played the way they played against this terrible offense. bottom of the tier offense, bottom of the tier defense. I will give the credit to the defense because the defense were thrown back on the field constantly as they were all season when we were in that bad stretch of games. But obviously, I don't know what to think anymore with this offense. We we beat a Spagnuolo defense. We beat a Colts defense who were hot. Uh, beat an Arizona defense that we should have beaten, but we could barely even beat a Raiders defense that has been stepped on throughout all this whole season. That's why they only have 2 wins. They could have had a third win against us. I don't. That's how pathetic it is. But we won this game. We're 10-5. We're on to the 11-4 Chargers next Saturday, who are hot right now. They just came off of the W off of who did they beat today? Let me see. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. I thought Dallas would have beat them, but they tore Dallas up. So we're heading into SoFi Stadium to beat the Chargers. If we do beat the Chargers next week, we will move up to the. I believe we'll move up to the 6th seed. Yeah. If yeah, I think we'll move. Will they move up to the 6th seed or 5th seed? I don't remember. I can't really tell. Uh, but one thing I'm gonna get into for y'all is this is gonna be to end things to end this overall is after this game. Do y'all trust CJ heading in the playoffs? I don't know if I do because at this point it's not even his confidence. It's not his paranoia of this offensive line because the offensive line's been doing their job. I have him on my shirt because I've been a big fan of him for so long. Ever since I watched him with Ohio State, I was glad that we drafted him. But he's not his rookie season CJ Stroud self anymore. To me, what he reminds me of is I know a lot of you are going to hate me for this, but to me, he reminds me of Dak Prescott. Great rookie year, looking like we could be that underdog to go to the Super Bowl in his rookie year, like Dak, like with Zeke. Then after that rookie year, middle of the pack, other year, third year, middle of the pack once again, and that's the way CJ looks. He looks not even middle of the pack. He looks kind of below middle. The way he's looking, like I don't know what's his deal. Is he like? Does he not want to play as excited as he is when he has Tank Dell on the field? Is that what he's missing? Does he need Tank Dell on the field? You got all these other exciting weapons. Like, what is it, CJ? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you, but you have not been up to par. Yes, you beat the Chiefs, yes, but it's not like you beat the crap out of them. Yeah, you beat the Cardinals, but you still had the same even amount of scoring drives as Kaimi did. Y'all scored 4 times. He scored 4 times last week against Cardinals. Yeah, you did what you did against the Colts, but you own Lucas Oil Stadium. We all know that. Uh, but it's just you're not looking like the quarterback we drafted, and I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared of what this offense is gonna look like. Because if y'all want to look like what y'all look like today in the playoffs, we're getting bounced out immediately by the Jaguars, by Denver, by Buffalo. No matter who it is, we're getting bounced out immediately. I don't know, guys. It's just disappointing that I got to talk about CJ this way because I'm always excited to watch CJ. CJ is our franchise quarterback. I don't know how much money I'm willing to give him because he hasn't been playing up to the level of money that you'd think we'd give him for a franchise quarterback salary. But let's head into this week. Let's head into next Saturday against the Chargers, who are hot. This is going to be a great pre-playoff game, kind of, because I'm pretty sure who knows, we might just have a rematch in the playoffs against the Chargers, but we'll see. But overall, guys, that's all I got. Please like the video if you made it this far. I know this is a long video, a long duration of video, but thank y'all for making it this far. Please share this video, share the channel. I truly would love it if y'all did because I love seeing the support. I love seeing the comments on TikTok. I love seeing the reposts on TikTok, the likes, everything, the views, everything. I just can't thank y'all enough. Please comment whenever you can. I'll comment on here. I'll comment TikTok, wherever you want me to comment. I'll reply back to you because I enjoy love, even if you're another fan. Like I got into it with the Cowboys fan, but I wasn't disrespectful. I was just more commenting back, engaging with them because I love engaging with other fans. Uh, but the main thing is subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Truly enjoy it. We're gonna keep growing and growing. This is HOU Bullcast. This is Aaron signing off. Y'all have a great Christmas. Y'all stay blessed. Have a great day.